Hey everybody, Amber here from Atomik Photography, bringing you tips and tricks on beauty, fashion and travel photography. In this week's video, I'm going to share with you how I prepare for a beauty or a fashion shoot, taking you through the ideation process, how to cast for a model, how to style a photo shoot, and then how to execute on one on the day. So let's get into the video. So as much as I love photography, I also really enjoy the preparation that goes into a photo shoot. So I really get a buzz from planning things, from styling things, from doing searches online for models or clothes or accessories or things like that. So I really get a buzz out of it. I don't know if any of you guys do. I know photographers who would pay somebody else to do all of that for them. And I know photographers who absolutely love it. But either way, whether you love it or hate it, it's something that has to be done. So if I share my workflow with you, maybe there's some tips and tricks about how you guys can speed that part up. If it's a hate exercise or if it's a love exercise for you, then you can see the kinds of sources that I'm using to get my planning sorted out as well. So the first thing that I do on any photo shoot is to come up with a concept or an idea, whether that is the brief that is set by your client or whether it's a test photo shoot and you're coming up with your own ideas. I always sit down and kind of put pen to paper first. And yes, I know I have a digital background, but yes, pen and paper is the way that I go. So I'll take an idea and I will start to look at my inspiration, whether it is for a beauty photo shoot with accessories of some sort, or you have a theme that you've thought of. I usually go a bit floral with my shoots. I made a video early on in my channel around where I get my inspiration from, so I'll link that video up above, and you can see sort of the sources that I go to for inspiration, whether it be Pinterest or magazines or people's work that I like. So have a look at where you get your inspiration from. But I normally prep. There's a couple of websites that I will go to around looking at current trends in photography and fashion. In beauty, I'm always keeping up with my trade journals, which are magazines, beauty magazines, fashion magazines. Have a look and see what your concept is. So once your concept is prepped and researched and decided on, you can then start to look at what are the elements of your photo shoot that you next need to start to prepare. So how to cast a model may vary depending on the kind of photo shoot that you're doing. If it's more of a beauty photo shoot, you want to have certain criteria that you're thinking about for the model. Very clear skin so that there's less photo retouching that you have to do afterwards. Sometimes some unusual features, gaps in teeth or wide set eyes. Depending on your concept, there are certain features that you need to think about in the model that will deliver your vision and your concept. If you're doing a fashion shoot, you need to think about the kind of genre of fashion, whether it's commercial, whether it's high fashion, whether it's sort of street photography. Each of those types of genres of photography will have certain requirements for how the model can move, pose, etc. So there's really no point in using a model who has lots and lots of commercial work and doesn't show much variety in sort of high fashion on a high fashion shoot. You want to use her for a more commercial, more lifestyle kind of shoot. So when you're looking at models' portfolios, you want to look out for the criteria that you need to deliver your concept. have a look at their range. If they haven't got the range of the kinds of poses or the kinds of concepts that you want to deliver, you might want to ask them to come into a casting call where you invite a number of models in and you do some test shots with them very quickly, very rapidly. You don't want a casting call to be very long. I might do a whole video actually on running a casting call, but you want to just be able to see that they can deliver rather than turning up to the photo shoot on the day and realizing, oh, this model can't pose in the way that I need her to or move in the way that I need her to. Where I go to find the models' portfolios in the first place is a couple of places, Model Mayhem being one of them. I've shown sort of Model Mayhem before. I've put out castings on there. I tend to do that when I'm traveling. In London, I have enough of a network now of models that I can just tap into through social media and direct contacts. I also use modelling agencies directly, so I've built a relationship with a number of modelling agencies around London where they know my work really well. I know their books really well in terms of who's on their books and what their portfolios look like. So each modelling agency as well tends to have a slightly different style, so they go for a particular niche, whether it's commercial models for beauty and fashion campaigns, and whether they're sort of a little bit more niche, they might have more retro looking models, or they might have slightly grungy looking models, or certain model agencies as well will have their theme and their niche. So I definitely recommend, if you're serious about getting into beauty and fashion photography, is to do your research on modelling agencies in your local area, the types of models they've got, the type of work that they deliver. It really does make a difference just taking the time out to study what each modelling agency does and not just rock up to a website and go, yeah, can I have such and such model? It really pays off to do your research, understand who they sell to, what their market is, and how they can help you delivering either your concept or your clients. The other obvious place that I go to for models is social media. So it really is worth having a bit of a network, joining certain groups on Facebook that will put creatives in touch with each other, photographers, makeup artists, models, etc. So there's a couple around London that I belong to, and you can build up your network from there. You can do test shoots, etc., and people start to get to know who you are. And in building your own reputation on some of those groups, building a bit of a rapport, building relationships in the industry, taking people out for a coffee, getting to know them, sort of their style, whether it's a makeup artist, whether it's a fellow photographer that you're looking to assist you. It's really worth networking and getting to know people in your industry. Once you've got your concept down and you've got your model and makeup artist in place, you want to start thinking about the other elements of your photo shoot. So whether it's styling or whether it's accessories for a beauty shoot, you want to start to really think about how you can get that delivered. Now, I tend to style my own shoots. I've tried working with stylists before, to varying degrees of success. So there are certain stylists that I know that will be really understand all the cultural references that I'll give them. They'll understand where it is that I'm trying to get to with my concept, and they'll be really proactive in how to deliver that vision, which designers would be the right ones, which accessories would be the right ones, and they bring something to the party. I've worked with other teams as well, and this is why it really pays to network and maybe test with people beforehand who have kind of let me down a little bit. So this is not to say that only stylists do this. Every single person in your creative team to deliver your vision can let you down. So you're only as good as your lowest common denominator when it comes to fashion and beauty photography. So really make sure that you choose your team well. On the styling front, like I said, maybe it's because I'm a bit of a control freak, I don't know, but I really enjoy the styling aspect of it, whether I make things myself, so I'm pretty handy with a sewing machine, or whether I will buy things or tap into the designers that I know to borrow things, I will style a photo shoot myself. There's a number of places where I might go if I want to do sort of a really last minute fashion shoot and I want to get things quickly. I will go to multi-vendor websites like ASOS or Net-a-Porter just to see that I can get certain pieces by a variety of designers so that we can get things. They have next day delivery. It's really quick. If I want to stand up at a shoot really quickly, ASOS is a really good place to go. I really like to go into vintage shops in Notting Hill or in West Kensington. There's a lot of antique shops. You can pick up jewellery pieces and things like that might look quite cool in a photo shoot or a beauty shoot, or where you've got lots of details, close-up details that you're trying to get to. Some sort of element of interest can be really, really nice in those as well. Vintage markets are also great to pick up pieces, so I tend to go for more classic items that can be used in a number of different photo shoots. So whether you're doing a portrait session with somebody or whether it's used in a beauty shoot, I try and look at things that will be versatile, that I can reuse, so that I'm getting a return for the investment that I'm making on it. If you are able to be really careful with items, then borrowing things from your friends or from designers, making sure that it fits a certain theme is the key thing. So not just getting a mishmash of things. So you've got your concept, you've got your team, you've got your styling sorted out. What do you do on the day? And I'm not one of those people who likes to wing it and sort of do things on the fly. I want to get some certain shots out of the day, so I will do a shot list of what I want to have. If I have multiple models, I'll do a call list, sort of call times and it's quite nice actually for the models and the makeup artists to have some structure for the day, to sort of say, I want this model and this styling at this time approximately. I know roughly how long it takes me to get my shot if I'm in the studio. If I'm out on location, I'll add a couple more minutes for walking to locations and faff time generally, and changing outside is a little bit more difficult than it is inside. So I'll add a few more minutes to the call times, but I'll just make a Word document with a table in it, with the model's name, a column for the styling that's going to be there, and then any notes for the makeup artist or the stylist and the model. On the day of the shoot itself, there's a number of things that I will go through, apart from setting up my lighting and shooting, which is too much technical detail for this video. What I'll do is I will do a deeper video on sort of lighting setups, very common lighting setups that I use. But the main things that I will do, apart from the technical setup on the day, is obviously making sure that my batteries are charged and that I've got enough memory cards. I will also make sure that there are enough snacks to keep everybody going. I want the energy level to be good. I want the team to be fed and watered and taken care of, so that, they're bringing their best selves on set. And lastly, I also have a number of playlists. And I know this sounds so basic, but it's really important to keep the energy level and the fun levels up at a photo shoot. There's nothing like sitting there in silence and your model having her makeup done and no one's talking. So food, music, anything to get the social energy up, to get the conversation going, and to just have fun at your photo shoot is sort of really, really important. Don't underestimate the small things around taking care of your team, people's well-being. It just makes such a difference. I know that people have sort of said to me after shooting with me, or who shoot with me regularly, that it doesn't feel like work when we're shooting with you. And that's kind of the aim that I have. I don't want it to feel like work when you come and work with me. I want you to have fun, and I want you to be the creative person that you are. I hope you found that useful. Just sharing my tips and tricks on how I set up my photo shoots might inspire you to do slightly different things on your photo shoots too. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It really makes a difference to my channel. And if you want me to deep dive on any particular topic, please let me know in the comment section below. And hopefully I will see you guys again soon.